call this meeting to order. First, would you, everybody, join me in the Pledge of Allegiance and I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I salute the flag of the state of New Mexico, the symbol of perfect friendship among united cultures.
Thank you. Roll call, please.
Mr. Primrose?
Here.
Ms. Stevenson?
Here.
Mr. Lafferty?
Here.
Mr. Box?
Here.
And Ms. Gutierrez?
All right. Next is approval of the agenda. Everybody had a chance to look at the agenda. Is there any additions or deletions?
I move to approve the agenda as presented.
Second.
Got a motion and a second to approve the agenda. Roll call, please.
Mr. Primrose?
Yes.
Ms. Stevenson?
Yes.
Mr. Lafferty?
Yes.
And Mr. Box?
Yes.
Did we receive anything for public comments? All right, next would be approval of the minutes for our January 20th meeting. Everybody has a chance to review those minutes. If there's any additions or deletions.
I move we approve the January 20 minutes as prepared.
Second.
Got a motion and a second to approve the minutes for January 20th. Roll call, please.
Mr. Primrose?
Yes.
Ms. Stevenson?
Yes.
Mr. Box?
Yes.
Mr. Lafferty?
Yes.
Next is the chairman's report. Really, the only thing I have is to remind everybody of the foundation is going to have a shrimp boil on Saturday, 6 o'clock. They'll have a shrimp boil. They'll have an auction for the Altrusas doing the desserts again, and they're going to auction off 12 desserts. And then limited edition is playing for the band, so it'll be a good time. And, come and help support the foundation for the scholarships. Thank you. Next, we need to change the March trustees meeting. Did we want to try it? Is there a particular date? The 10th?
If you guys don't mind, I would prefer just, whenever the week before, but
The week before would be March the 10th. Anybody have a conflict that day?
I may or may not be back in town by then.
Is that because of spring break or?
Yes.
or Thursday. I mean, it doesn't matter
It can be any time that
that week.
or date. When do they go? on spring?
Wednesday and Friday I'm okay on.
How about Wednesday, 11th?
If we're out by 4.
Oh. Let's see.
Can we back it up to 2 Wednesday? Would that be
At two Wednesday?
yeah?
That would
That'd work for me.
usually we're out by 2 hours, right?
Yeah.
That'll work.
2 o'clock on Wednesday the 11th. Does that sound good? I'll entertain a motion to that effect if that's good with everybody.
I move that we change the meeting to March 11th at 2 o'clock.
Okay. Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay, I've got a motion and a second. change the meeting to March 11th, 2 o'clock. Roll call, please.
Mr. Primrose?
Yes.
Ms. Stevenson?
Yes.
Mr. Lafferty?
Yes.
Mr. Box?
Yes.
All right. Next other reports, we'll go to Dr. Moss's President's report.
Mr. Chairman, so you all have my report. Just want to highlight a couple things. Again, so grateful to the work that Senator Heinrich did in getting us that 4 million. I have no doubt that under the present political winds, that was not an easy thing to do, but he's been working on that for a couple of years. And like I mentioned in my report, I spoke with HED, and I think they and the state are going to be more than ready to support the rest of that funding. And so I think over the next year we're gonna see the rest of that together to get that turbine up to date and repowered. I wanted to say, the shrimp bowl for the foundation. One of the things that they just did in their last meeting was to approve some funding to have some artwork done at the museum. They're doing two different things. One is kind of like etching some fossils that Dr. Hungerbuehler has selected, I think, in the tiles in the entry of the museum. And then also there'll be a kind of a hanging mural that he'll create, the artist will create, and will go on one of the main walls in the gift shop area, I think. And so that's going to be really two really good pieces, but the foundation is paying for that. Some updates on the legislature. Right now, as of today, they have taken out the 1% compensation increase. So I think some of the reasoning was that they're already putting money in for the K-12 to make sure their insurance is more of it's paid. That doesn't help us at all. But that was one of the things I read on that. We're not being considered at this point for any extra support on insurance benefits. I think a study proposed in the House, though, has been maybe going to pass, so they're at least going to look at it maybe for the following year. Right now, child care and the security money, I don't think is in there, not just for us, but for colleges across the state. We are working on the road grant. We thought we'd need to have it by this board meeting, but because we're going to meet, we were hoping y'all would set it the week before, and so that will give us a little more time to get that together. And Mark and Mr. Primrose and I met this morning to talk about what we need to, what we're going to ask for the DOT grant for the rodeo practice arena, the road that goes around it, and the drive that goes to the practice facility. So that's what we're putting on that grant. I do want to take a minute to introduce our staff and faculty of the year. This is for 2025, so we're about 7 months late. Miss Nikki Vasquez and Mr. Simon Chavez, if y'all would stand up. So Miss Vasquez is her official title is our librarian or director of library services. Just from my part, I always see her at events volunteering, whether it's Fired Up or the fairgrounds or whatever. And another thing to note, she also helps with ESL and adult ed supports in those areas. And Joe could probably talk some more about those things. But one thing that Josh noted, I think, when he introduced them at our back to school meeting was that Nikki was the last one to win this award. Now, it's been several years ago, but she was the last one to get it. So that says a lot about her. Mr. Chavez is one of our faculty members. He teaches courses like psychology, sociology, communications. I know that there's more terms than that. He also serves as my choice on the foundation board. He also supports like our ESL program and our adult ed. And so both of them you see at events and you know, sometimes that's you have to have those people that step up and do things even when they're not being paid for them, and I think these two represent that. So they will serve. I think they'll have there's some other thing that doesn't come with a pay raise, but it does come with like a specialized parking place of their choosing. We're gonna let that run till next December, so they actually have more closer to a year. And we hope to, this is a kind of a tradition we brought back after several years of not doing it. And we hope to have 2 new people though, when we come back to school in August for 2026. So anyway, I wanna thank them for coming. We should have done this last month, but, Joel, you got anything to add?
Oh boy, do I. So Simon and Nikki place our students first in every instance. And even some emails the last 2 or 3 days, they're taking their time to lift our students up through resources, through outreach, going to the high schools, ESL support. And to me, that's solid, and it's above and beyond. In many cases, they inspire other faculty and staff to do the same. So thank you both. Thank you both.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You guys can go or stay. That's
How quick can I get out of here?
I can't think of anything right now to add, unless you all have any questions. I'd say again, thank you for those of you that went to the Quay breakfast. I think, you know, it's important that we have a good showing there, that they see us as a solid entity in the county, especially with, you know, some kind of turmoil in some other areas. And I appreciate y'all doing that. So
Any questions for Dr. Moss? Thank you. Next is the HED quarterly report.
So this, again, this will be our second time without having to check any of the yeses on there. You know, we're still nowhere near where we need to be, and you know that it's still going to take time, but we still make progress. And this report, I think, is one of those signs of that. You know, we're not using any supplemental or emergency funds. We're operating under our own power, and you know, we're paying our bills on time. We're meeting those things set out in that quarterly finance report. So if you guys have any questions, it's pretty simple now that I don't have to write an explanation on why we checked one of the criteria. So,
Like all of the no checks.
Yeah, yeah.
Any questions for Dr. Moss on the quarterly financials?
It's good to see all the no's.
we plan to keep it that way.
Now I'll entertain a motion to approve the quarterly financial report.
So moved.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. Roll call, please.
Mr. Primrose?
Yes.
Mr. Lafferty?
Yes.
Ms. Stevenson?
Yes,
Mr. Fox?
Yes.
Next is the donated lead policy. Everybody has that in the packet. Did anybody have any questions or We did the college used to have this policy?
I don't know if they did, I don't think
I
so.
don't know
Never
if
had
we've
it.
ever.
I don't think so.
I think it was passed into law, I think the attorney said a couple of years ago, or 3 or 4, I don't know, but, you know, I started asking and everybody else already had a policy, so it made it easier to put that together. Mark pulled one from the city. I think Tammy may have pulled some from some other colleges and to come up with the wording. But I felt like we needed to get this in place sooner than later, because it is something that we should have on our books, and I didn't want to wait till we approve the handbooks for next year to put that in.
Anybody have any questions on this policy?
I didn't quite understand, when employees donate the leave, it has to go to a particular person, not a bank.
Right. Right.
Leave.
Yeah, and so they have to designate, you know, and that's not saying we can't expand that in the future. I don't know, we can talk about that later, but yeah, for now, it's just if somebody has a need, they need to request that, and then those that want to donate to that specific person.
If there aren't any other questions, I'll entertain a motion to approve leave policy, donated leave policy.
I move we approve the donated leave policy as prepared.
Second.
Got a motion, a second, roll call, please?
Mr. Primrose?
Yes.
Mr. Box?
Yes.
Mr. Lafferty?
Yes.
Ms. Stevenson?
Yes.
All right, next is the MOU between, or a memorandum of agreement between the state auditor and the college to do the 2025 audit. Any questions, other than we did get a break in the price, right?
I don't think so. I think it's the same.
Say, I missed that.
It's the same 98,000 we paid the last 2 or 3 years. We've had the purchase request in, for 3 or 4 months, 2 or 3 months anyway, but kept waiting to get the MOU to bring it to you all, and Mr. Heel finally sent it, and, so.
Pretty standard, and this be the third audit,
22, 23, 24, the fourth.
fourth audit
Yeah.
that they've done in a row. So.
Since we don't have a choice who's gonna do it, we don't have a whole lot of choice on what they're gonna charge us.
Right. So are there any questions on this agreement? Not, I'll entertain a motion to approve it.
I so move.
Second.
Got a motion and a second, roll call please?
Mr. Primrose?
Yes.
Ms. Stevenson?
Yes.
Mr. Lafferty?
Yes.
Mr. Box?
Yes.
All right. Next, we'll move on to academic affairs, Mr. Kaiser.
Mr. Chairman, members of the board, you have my academic affairs report for this month and some activities I'd like to highlight. We had our faculty and staff go out for some active recruiting at some high school sites. The 2 sites were Bovina ISD, and tomorrow a team's going out to Moriarty High School. And the goal with this is, of course, recruiting, active recruiting. And it just so happened at Bovina, they had a career college day, right? So they reached out to us, got our teams, various faculty from target areas. And just to share some of the return on that, we sent our team out, which was Mr. Chris Dugan, business faculty, Mr. Simon Chavez, who was here. I believe the Wind
professors went out as well, and Chantel, one of our student affairs advisor, our chief advisor there. I'm struggling there. So they connected with a group of students. We also had bilingual faculty that could connect with a large mass of students there, connected with instructors on site, principals, superintendents, when other schools were kind of struggling to make those connections. So our takeaway is we gather student information, interested students. We also gather the contacts at the high schools. And coming back today, just kind of going through the notes with the team, we've identified some areas that we can work on. Agribusiness, cowboy arts, of course, wind energy, and now begins the process of working with that school, developing an MOU agreement for the next academic year. And as we go through and have more of these outreach efforts, I'll keep the board posted as well. I want you guys to kind of get a sense of our footprint as we're reaching out and doing these active recruiting gigs. And this is only a part of the recruiting process, and I'm sure Josh can talk more about what that's going to look like when we have a recruiter. But what we're hopefully anticipating is that if every instructor goes out there and connects with a high school counterpart instructor, we could have dual credit at that campus, or we could have students taking classes online or coming over here. Our goal is to always get students over here on main campus. So gave them a quota, at least one contact, come back with a stack. So an amazing effort there. And like I said, I want to keep you guys updated as these, we're probably looking at maybe 5 or 6 more visits this semester to different outreach areas. And this is how we get our numbers back up, you know, where they should be. Wonderful events there. And again, you know, just to highlight Mr. Chavez, I've got another item on our upcoming events, midterm exam cram or study prep session. Both Mr. Chavez and Ms. Vasquez established this event in the last year, and it's that midterm study session before the midterm exams. It's a place to get the students in the room, hopefully catch students up if they're behind, and give them a moment with the instructor where they can resolve problems before they get too far behind, or make sure they're confident going into their midterms. So another great event, and that is the 5th of March, and we'll have pizzas for the students and activities in the great room as well. There's other key updates and accomplishments, and as we go through here, I've been adding each month updates from our different chairs, our chairs or lead faculty. In some areas, you might have a faculty that oversees various disciplines that are happening underneath them. Mr. Chavez is one of them. Where other faculty might just have, they are the lone faculty, so they are the lead faculty. But to highlight the events that are happening and the outreach, our faculty and staff, they are performing amazing work right now. And we might not see the return this semester as far as the student numbers, but I'm anticipating some growth. And we don't know what that looks like yet, you know, so we're going to keep our fingers crossed. But anytime that I share these board reports, if you all have questions specific about what the chairs are doing, I can always give you some information on that. And other than that, I have a fall assessment report that we submitted. And Dr. Edwards is available if you have any questions about that, or if he would like to read through the entire assessment report.
Yeah, we'll read it word for word.
Okay. But we're open to questions if you have any questions.
Is this the first time that we've worked with Bovina?
I believe before COVID, we worked with Bovina and Clarington College when we would host the RFO event, where they would actually come onto campus and do farrier, silversmithing, and other ag-related and farrier arts activities. So our goal is to reestablish those. We're looking at also right now Portales and a small town way out in Texas called Dickens. And why that town? Well, it has a connection to 4-6's ranch. We already have an inn that provides education services there. So that might not be a credit-bearing venture, but it could turn into a workshop that happens out at that historic site. So,
Well, I was wondering, this Bovina thing, if that may have anything to do with the tuition adjustment we made for out-of-state students.
oh, I'm sure. I'm sure. And when you start thinking about where Bovina is located and the other schools that could support those students in that area, they're out there kind of on an island, you know. So I'm sure there was much appreciation for our tuition, and a lot of talk about our workforce applications as well with CDL and welding.
Well, I like the fact that we're going out and doing some face-to-face with the students instead of electronic all the time. I think that's really good.
And to add to that, you know, it's not just face-to-face with the students. The parents were there. And getting the parents to buy in and understand what this commitment could look like and the logistics of taking dual credit. And I think that, to me, that was the return I was really interested in from the instructors, especially, you know, for those students that might be in the 10th grade, right? We're catching them early and allowing them to plan. And for a lot of those students, this is their opportunity to grow past Bovina. Not that that's not a place I'd like to retire, but, you know, I'm not a feedlot kind of guy. But I think it gives students access to other job opportunities that they do not have in that region, that area.
That's great. Any other questions? I did note that, like the assessment annual report, the problems we did have was attendance and participation of students. Just trying to get them to come and be attentive when they're here. That's the biggest hurdle right now.
That absolutely is. Yeah, that absolutely is. And Faculty Senate has
Kicked around some ideas, including attendance as part of the grade and things like that. I don't think they've passed anything, but they're discussing how to remediate that concern, because it's not isolated to one or two courses, and it's probably not even isolated to just the courses who reported. It's probably a more widespread problem than even we imagine it is.
Yeah. I'm sure it's.
And I'm sure it's not unique to Mesalands. Yeah, I'm sure it's widespread.
And I think one of the things that's helped us in the problem of attendance is at the beginning of the semester we had some education on our referral system and our early or at risk student identification, and really getting the faculty buy-in. And a big part of that is Dr. Edwards, you know, going in there and knocking on doors and reminding our faculty of how important that is. And what that process looks like is if you host a class, you have students that do not show up, following that class you enter a student referral. That sends an email to a form to our referral specialist, and then she can act by reaching out to the student, the high school, or other entities to get that student back in the classroom or find out what's going on with the student.
That's good.
Yeah.
Any other questions for Mr. Kaiser? No, appreciate all you do.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Edwards. Mr. McMahon.
Good evening, members of the board, Mr. Chair. Student Services, you've got the report there that you've probably looked over. A few things that I just want to draw attention to as far as financial aid has been moved over, ready for disbursements. Also iPads, which is very important, has been completed and done on time, and that's very good. In athletics, I think we've talked before with the past president's report regarding the metal from the roofs and how they can be utilized for the Roughstock Arena and some future builds out there. We did have some student activities that were well attended here on campus, and it went very well. I think students had a great time, and they even had s'mores and good things like that to have fun during Super Bowl celebration. Grad Fest is coming up on March 12th, to make you aware of that. And then, of course, we have other activities that are going on. The recruiting, as Mr. Kaiser had mentioned, we're very excited about the recruiting that's going on. He and I actually went and spoke yesterday with Kenya over at Tucumcari High School, the counselor there, as to ways that we can work together better. We're going to go over the enrollment report here in just a moment, but if you look, but for this, I can tell you for this semester, currently our enrollment for Tucumcari High School dropped significantly, almost by half. A lot of that is because we were speaking with Kenya, and it's because the students aren't making the grades. They're not completing their courses. They're just, they're struggling. And she wants to encourage students that they need to be successful in the classes in order to take classes. And so, again, there's opportunity there for us to be more involved and more active on campus. We will be visiting and doing events on campus with the students. And I spoke with her about hopefully helping her to change a culture, building a culture of going to college once they complete high school, and or even during high school, and building that culture of starting early and finishing first, and the opportunities that Mesalands has for the students there. So good opportunities there. Marketing, you can take a look there and see that our Google ads, they're going well. We've been working with Collegio. Our leads are increasing as we've gotten over 1,000 leads, but now we need to capitalize on those leads, which we do through email marketing campaigns. We're developing an email address that we'll be campaigning out of. So we're looking at myfuture@mesalands.edu. We're looking at some CRM opportunities through Ginzabar as well. And then we're also looking, of course, the recruiter that we're working on hiring. We have, been doing interviews for recruiter. We had 3 more that we had chosen to interview, and they weren't available for interviews. They weren't answering phones. They made appointments and then didn't show up, and so it's been a challenge. So we'll continue interviewing, continue looking and setting those up. Web traffic, as you can see, had good yield there, and we continue to grow for our website. SEO content updates. Again, those are keywords that are on our web page. So what that does is it links for the search. When the bots search our web page, then for Google and Google search, then it can help people find us more easily based on our programs and our unique opportunities that Mesalands provides in education. So that's the report that I have. If you don't have any questions, then I can move on to the enrollment report if you'd like.
Any questions?
Unless you have questions.
What was the name of the counselor at Tucumcari?
Kenya?
Kenya?
Yes, Kenya. She's new. She's new this year? Last year.
This year in the summer.
Over the summer. Yeah, over the summer. Kenya moved in that position over the summer.
One quick question up at the top, the 1,000 leads that we've paid for, how are we accessing them right now?
So what they do is they send it to us in a CVS form, and then or a spreadsheet. We put them in the spreadsheets, and then what we're doing is disseminating those out to faculty so that they can make contacts. But the initial is the email. So we're taking them, putting them currently in HubSpot. So we're currently using HubSpot as our CRM, and then using that to help us with our communication. But from there, we really need to get into a more in-depth CRM. What we're doing with HubSpot is right now just surface. Is that answer what you were looking for?
Except for the part of how many have we contacted?
Oh, so I don't have that answer right now. I don't know exactly how many we've contacted right now.
Any other questions? Mr. McVeigh, otherwise we'll go right into the enrollment report.
Sure. So you can see from the enrollment report, this is a comparison year over year, essentially. So fall, this last fall, and comparing to fall a year ago. Some things I'm sure that drew your attention probably is that main campus had dropped significantly, and so we need to work on main campus enrollment and getting that up, and to encourage more of our students on campus, which is something that we've had ongoing. I think a recruiter will make a very significant difference in that. A lot of the activities that we're doing with high schools in the areas, going out and visiting those high schools is going to make a big difference. As Mr. Box mentioned earlier, the Good Neighbor scholarship does make an impact with our neighbors in Texas, and that's been having, I think, we'll see good results moving forward, but also there's great opportunities there for them as well. But you can take a look there and see what our dual enrollment looks like based on location, how many students from each location that we have attending last fall. As I said, Tucumcari High School had 69 last fall. Currently we're around, I think, 32 from Tucumcari High School. So yeah, so those are, you can, again, shows as we're trending up and trending down in certain areas. This semester, our correctional enrollment has been over 420, and so that's been a very good enrollment from corrections, but again, we really need to focus on our main campus and getting students on campus. But I'm happy to answer any questions that you might have.
Any questions on this enrollment report? Hopefully we'll get her on campus next semester.
Yes. Well, yeah.
Just a question on the Lee County. That dropped quite a bit too, right, on the students from there, from the correctional.
So you're talking about the correctional facility or the high school?
They closed that facility.
Yeah.
So the state, I think the federal government took over the whole facility. And so New Mexico Corrections Department had to move all those inmates that were state incarcerated into the other facilities.
That is the one that was in Hobbs, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Any other questions? If not, thank you very much.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
All you do. Next, we'll go to the financial report. Michelle?
Good afternoon, Mr. Chairman, members of the board. I wanted to give a quick update. I did speak to Donna this morning on a video call, and she's planning on right now tentatively being here on site the week of March 9th. So might work out good with your board meeting. We went over items that are still pending and some other questions that I had. She's going to send me some more information so I can finish getting what I need to get done for her. So it's very positive. And what else? We had disbursements today that we were just doing. There's 89 that we issued. Going on to the board report, to my finance report, sorry. So our cash in our operating account was $3,451,618.93, and then our payroll again $37,508.34. Debit card was at $556.48, and Wells Fargo is at $210,796.53. So now that the minutes have been approved from the last meeting, then I can now go to Bank of Tucumcari and get that CD set up. Have to wait until they're approved to make them finalized. The outstanding checks that haven't cleared the bank yet is $36,484.98, and outstanding invoices that we currently have in the office or are in the middle of processing is $44,503.14. our CDs total 500. I'm sorry, 503, 515, 55. So our total unrestricted cash with the CDs is $3,755,080.32. There any questions on the report?
Have any questions for Ms. Arias?
I'll just add, we have all these things that, we know need to get done, the 25 audit, et cetera, but there are also things that pop up that we didn't expect that Ms. Arias and the business office have to deal with, and, I think today she was able to resolve an issue with the Department of Ed. So we were finally able to draw down financial aid, and so I appreciate everything she did to get that cleared and done. So just add that.
All right. Another one of your jobs. Any other questions for Ms. Arias? No. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Next is Mr. Martinez.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chair, members of the board. So again, like Dr. Moss stated, I'd like to thank Rochelle because that wasn't just a little financial aid drawdown. It was nearly $300,000, which we'll be receiving. So that's a big encouragement and huge for our budget to replenish $300,000, or nearly. It's about $295,000, I believe. First, I want to give an update on the capital project, the entrance roofing project that we've been discussing for many, many months, and actually probably many years, going back to the May 2023 storm event. I had some great news. The engineer that works alongside with the insurance company was able to issue an intent of award notice to J3 Systems. They are the company that completed the roofing project on the wind energy building. They will be completing roofing projects on Building G, Building A over the library, the carport next to the maintenance shop, which is Building C, the art building. I may even be missing some, but all in all, together, it's going to be a $2.3 million roofing project. So that'll be starting up as soon as the weather allows and this wind dies down a little bit, which during the spring that doesn't happen too often, but we're getting close to finally seeing some construction on the roofs, which is great to hear. Next, I'll tap into some of the business office and auxiliary services. The fitness center, this was the first time I was able to give a comparative report to the prior year. We started going over to Square and the automated system in December of 2024. So December 2025, I was able to get my full report for January. And in doing so, we were up 13% from the prior year of January. We also had great visitation, continue to have great visitation and sales for the Dinosaur Museum. That was also up for January compared to previous years. And as stated earlier by Dr. Moss, we've also been working on the NMDOT Local Government Road Fund program. We received a letter from NMDOT inviting us the eligibility to go ahead and apply for some cooperative funds. And in doing so, Mr. Primrose, myself, and Dr. Moss have been discussing the scope, gathering information to get that ready for the March board meeting. Another thing that we updated within the business office is we've been trying to move towards an ACH process to pay our vendors. It speeds up. There's a lot of beneficial things to doing that through ACH. One, you cut down on some of the postage, having to mail out paper checks. You reduce the risk of a fraud or a check getting lost in the mail. And it also speeds up the payment. As soon as we process that, it usually hits within 24 hours to the vendor. So that helps. So we updated that form made it fillable, and we've already started utilizing it with one of our vendors just this week. On the maintenance side of things, the scissor lift was delivered on January 15th. So we do have a scissor lift, and they've already been putting it to use. They've been changing out some of these old fluorescent light bulbs in the fitness center with LEDs. I know they've utilized it to get on top of some work on the art building, so that's already getting its worth from just receiving it. We also obtained some quotes for the electrical work for the welding shop. And IT continues to make improvements to our security across campus with the installation of additional card access systems as well as security cameras. And at this time, I'd go ahead and stand for any questions with anything related to any of the departments oversee auxiliary services, business, or facilities.
Anybody?
I would just add, I got an email from Raymond Mondragon with EPCOG just a few minutes ago that the capital outlay per county, I think it's what the legislators themselves have money to fund. And we're down for $150,000 for vehicles, so we weren't sure we were gonna get any funding for that, so I'm hoping that's final.
I'm glad you did bring that up.
That's something I failed to mention. I was going to reference in my report that didn't make it on the paper copy. But yes, as you stated, we are in contention for some vehicles for campus, as well as roughly around, I think it was 79,000 reauthorization to improve fiber optic telecommunication connectivity to the Armory, as well as $750,000 for heating and cooling improvements to our art building. The last I checked, all those were still part of the bill. I know HB2, our overall funding for the year, passed Senate, and I believe it's awaiting concurrence from the House. But as far as our capital stuff, it's all been recommended to move forward and still in the bills.
Any other questions for Mr. Martinez? No, thank you very much. Appreciate all you do. And I need to back up. I didn't get approval of the finance report. We heard it, and then I sent her on her way. So I entertain a motion to approve the finance report.
I move that we approve the financial report.
Second.
The motion is second. Roll call, please.
Mr. Lafferty?
Yes.
Ms. Stevenson?
Yes.
Mr. Primrose?
Yes,
Mr. Fox?
Yes.
thank you. Next is the shared governing sentence. Dean's not here, but you have his report. Any comments from trustees? Not? Okay, next I'll entertain a motion to go into executive session.
I move we go into executive session.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. Roll call, please.
Mr. Fox?
Yes.
Mr. Lafferty?
Yes.
Ms. Stevenson?
Yes.
Mr. Primrose?
Yes. entertain a motion to reconvene from executive session.
I so move.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. Roll call, please.
Mr. Primrose?
Yes.
Mr. Lafferty?
Yes.
Mr. Box?
Yes.
Ms. Stevenson?
Yes.
All right, there was no action in executive session. No correspondence. We've already talked about the foundation shrimp boil on the 21st. Spring break is March 16th through the 20th. And then our March meeting will be the 11th at 2. HLC conference in Chicago. You, Dr. Mossy, you and Dr. Edwards?
So me, Dr. Edwards, Joel, Josh, Mr. Simon Chavez, and Chris Dugan are going. Jessica was going to go, but due to family health, she's not going to be able to make it. But we're going to try to take a little bigger group this time, and next year we may look at changing that group up. But we've also got a group going at the end of May to Genzabar Conference, again, to keep that connection and keep training on that program that we have. And that'll be a different group, mainly people from our business office and probably some student services too.
Right. I've already mentioned our next meeting is going to be Wednesday the 11th at 2 o'clock.
And also, Mr. Chairman, March 11th, I'm supposed to be on the agenda for the Clayton Town Council. If anybody wants to go, you're welcome to go. I'll probably just talk a little bit about what we currently do and what we hope to maybe do in the, next year or two at building a on-site program up there. I visited just briefly with Alan Umholtz, our superintendent, at the CTE meeting today. And so, just
What
throwing
date
that
is
out
that?
there. It's Wednesday, March 11th, and I think it's in the evening.
Oh,
7.
So it's
We'll be
after
back late no matter what.
it's after our board meeting.
Oh, is that the same day? So we really got to get done by.
Before 4.
Okay. Well, it's what, 2, 3 hours?
3 hours.
Do we need to move it?
No,
Move it
I
up?
think we'll be fine.
You sure?
I think. Let me get back to you. Well, no, you need to know.
Moving it up's not a problem. I mean, earlier in the day, is that what you're thinking?
Yeah.
Just to make sure we're out.
Even another
I think
hour.
you're good. If I have to leave before you're done.
Yeah. Well, that's a possibility too. You can,
But I don't foresee it being a problem.
no training, so I entertain a motion to adjourn unless there's something else.
So
Move we adjourn.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Primrose?
Yes.
Ms. Stevenson?
Yes.
Mr. Lafferty? Mr. Box?
Yes.